Hello again, Crazy Rangers. I wanted to share with you what we did for mission 15 on DLC Pack 1 with 2 Rangers on Inferno. Right at the start here, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab 2 sets of the Rangers, and he's going to grab the Wing Divers and Fencers, and we're going to head to the right side, to the far right side. We're not going to attack anything. Not the ship, not the frogs, nothing. We just want to get all the NPCs over to the right side here. As far as weapons go, we both have the new shotgun, the explosive shotgun, and we both have the KFF 71S, whatever, the new stringer, fast-shooting stringer. And we both have the speed item, the really fast level 67, 200% running speed. So now what we're going to do is, once the Rangers get pretty close to us, we're going to snipe a few of these green lasers, because the green lasers are the priority on the ship. They're probably the worst because they have the range to actually attack you across the map, which is absolutely ridiculous. Even when you can't even see the lasers in the fog of war, they can see you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the main street here, go to a major street on the right side here, take our Rangers, and we're going to snipe these frogs, because the frogs tend to like to go down the main streets if you can all possibly lead them down, so it's a lot easier to just have them in a row here and attack them this way. Because ideally, what we're trying to do is keep the NPCs alive. It's a little bit tough, but ultimately we want to keep at least one set of the NPCs, either his set or my set. It turns out that my set actually stay alive because I was further behind him, but we do definitely want to use them for later. You don't necessarily need them, but it is definitely nice to have them. So once we snipe those frogs, we're going to work on the Mothership's lasers. Now after these frogs are dead, the Mothership is just going to drop 2 frogs every once in a while, probably every, I don't know, 10 seconds it feels like, something like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep an eye out for those 2 frogs, of course, because as soon as you attack the Mothership, the frogs will come after you. But with the shotgun, with the sniper, it's really easy to take them out. Also, a side tip, if you ever want to fight these new metal frogs relatively effectively, go for headshots for sure, because their helmets have very low health, and they just have 1 helmet. And once you take their helmet off, the headshot's really strong on them, so it's very easy to kill them if you go for headshots only. So now I'm going to speed up here, because all we're doing is we're just going to follow this Mothership around while we're keeping an eye out for those 2 frogs every once in a while, and we're going to kill all the lasers on the ship. Literally all the lasers on the ship. So it does take a little bit of time. The priority we usually go in is the lasers on the bottom are the priority first. After that, the rocket pods, the ones that shoot slow rockets, are the next priority, and then the big guns, and then we don't kill the lasers that are on the second row, like the ones that shoot those red machine gun fire things. We don't really kill those because they're not a threat. But every single rocket, slow-moving rocket pod, is a priority because it will destroy your buildings, and it possibly could kill you in the end, because just whether a random hit from it knocks you down while you're fighting a gold or something, it could be very, very bad, so you definitely want to take care of them. The genocide cannon, believe it or not, is not as big of a threat as the lasers on the bottom, because getting hit by that is not a huge deal. It just kind of knocks you down. It only does, I want to say, it feels like 100 damage or something, which isn't too bad. I mean, I'm kind of surprised at how relatively weak it is, but it is annoying though. As you can see, that I just got hit by it. It only took like 100 or 2 off of me. So, but we're trying to work on the lasers and the big guns. And then after this phase, the next phase is going to, once you do a certain number of damage, the next phase is going to bring out flying tadpoles out of the ship. Or not out of the ship, but from the sky, I believe. And it's just 1 phase, so that's the important thing. We're going to be breaking this down into phases so that we can take it slowly and just chip it down and not be in too much threat. So we're just going to work our way around and kill all these big lasers. Once you kill the bottom lasers, the green lasers and the white ones that are on the very bottom of the ship, you can kind of go a little bit further forward and use your shotgun to destroy some of the other lasers quickly, because even the genocide cannon you can reach with the shotgun, the lower ones. So that's what we're doing right now, and of course keeping an eye out for any frogs, trying to heal up NPCs whenever we can and keep them alive. And once we get all the the lasers and the rocket pods down, we're gonna prepare for that tadpole phase. So once you do enough damage, the tadpoles will come. The important thing on that is you want to make sure the person that has the NPCs alive, make sure they're healed up, and make sure they're by buildings for the phase, so that and make sure you're by buildings as well, because what we're going to do is we're going to trigger the phase of the tadpoles, and then we're going to run to the buildings with the NPCs and just try and survive there, because the tadpoles will kill you pretty quickly with lower health, and also kill the NPCs pretty quickly, which we want to keep alive. So even those ones up top there, even those rocket pods up there, we need to kill, because they will shoot at you forever and knock down your buildings and try and knock you down on the ground, which can, like I said, be a bad thing later. So very important to take them out. It seemed like the KFF was the best sniper to take. Maybe the fast shooting sniper could be an alternative as well, but I definitely like having the option of A, it's a fast reload, and also B, it's a good weapon to shoot through enemies. Like, if, for example, if you're shooting through golds to protect yourself, it can, you know, shoot more than one if you need to. So it's pretty nice in that respect. So now we're just finishing up the top of these lasers, and then, like I said, the ones that are shooting the red machine gun fire, don't have to necessarily worry about them. They don't really do much. So now we're going to finish out this right side here. Pretty much what the Mothership does is, it right at the start where you're looking, it's going to walk towards you, and then it's going to walk to the left, and then it's going to walk back to the back of the map, all the way to the back of the map behind you where you first spawn in. So it's kind of, you can kind of know where it's going to go, because it is a set pattern. But anyway, it's like we're finishing up the last of these lasers, and then we're going to get closer to the ship. So you have to be careful actually with this next phase, because you want to just trigger the phase until you see the frogs. So you want to watch your mini-map, because we were accidentally shot the Mothership too much with the shotgun, and it actually brought two phases, which you do not want. You want one phase at a time. So the key thing is just look at the mini-map, and as you're shooting, once you see a bunch of red dots come onto the mini-map, you know that the next phase is coming, then you can run away and do damage. So now we're going to heal up here a little bit. Okay, I guess there is another laser to kill on this other side, but I think this is the last one. This mission took us, I want to say, an hour and 20 minutes, I think it was. So it is like a longer, it takes longer if you're taking Rangers, of course. If you have a Air Raider with Sprite Fall, I would say Sprite Fall is the best on this Mothership to take out lasers. It takes out a large chunk of them, and it takes them out very fast. Okay, now we're going to move closer to the Mothership. We're going to get the NPCs by the buildings here, and then we're going to do damage on the Mothership. So that's what I'm doing right now. Running a little bit closer, killing this last one here. And we're gonna get closer. We're just gonna shoot the Mothership once with the shotgun just to be safe. We don't want to do too much damage accidentally, because you can rush it, but like I said, you don't want to have all the phases at the end, especially the immortar frogs at the end. You don't want to deal with them. Okay, now we're doing damage to the ship, and then we're going to watch the map and then retreat to the buildings here. So here we go. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit here now. Alright, now we can see the seals red dots on the mini-map. There's a cluster of them. That's the frogs, so tadpoles. So what we're going to do is go to the buildings and do our best to take out the frogs that are following us, the big frogs, and then just attack the small ones as they land on the NPCs. And ideally, like I said, trying to keep the NPCs alive. Even if it's just one NPC, it makes a difference. It does help out for the next phase. So that's another thing nice about the KFF. It one-shots these frogs. So they're not too much of a threat, but yeah, if you have 20 of them land on you, you're gonna probably die with 7,000 health. So we both have about the same health. I think he has less than me, about 6,000. But I don't think you necessarily need this much health, but it's definitely helpful to have a little bit more health. All right, so then now we finish those frogs off, and now we're going to go to the next phase. Now we're going to now the next phase is going to be two ships. It's going to be a gold ship and a gold ant ship and a silver spider ship. So as soon as you spawn in and you're looking at the big mothership, the gold ship will be on your left side, toward behind you, to the left and behind you, and the silver ship will be to the right and behind you, just to keep you kind of oriented of where it's going to be. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do damage until we see 2 dots way up in the air. As you can see, there's one dot way off there on the left side on the mini-map. That's a ship that's going to be flying in. So what we do is we do damage to the ship, then we run away to the gold side. So, like I said, as soon as you spawn in, if you're looking forward, to the left and behind you is where the ship's going to be. So we're trying to go to the back left of the map here. Okay, so here's where the gold ship is at, and we're going to try and damage it relatively quickly and kill it. You can kill it in one phase if you have a good timing and you're actually there ready for it. But we didn't get it in one phase, but it's fine because we can kill. It's like 10 gold ants, but we're far enough away. We have good weapons. And the silvers take time to get to you because of the buildings, so it's fine. We can kill the ship before the silvers even get to us. So, alright, now we're going to work on the silver ship. Like I said, as long as you take this in steps, it's not that terrible. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and distract these silver spiders. Or actually, I think we change roles. He tries to run forward, distract the silver spiders, because I have the NPCs, we want to keep them alive. He's going to run forward, take the silver spiders on him, and then pull them away from the ship, and then I can just go close to the ship and kill it fast. And then my NPCs will stay alive. So I have still like 3 or 4 NPCs alive, which is nice. And they're the laser rangers, actually. Okay, so now he's going to run forward. And like I said, the big ship, the frogs that drop out of the big ship will not even follow you, because you're not attacking the ship, so it's fine. We don't have to worry about them necessarily, unless of course they see us, but we're pretty far away. Alright, so now I'm going to run forward and kill this ship, and then we'll be on to the next phase, which is technically the last phase. Now the last phase is the worst phase, and we were having problems with it, and that's why we decided to take 2 explosive shotguns, because once you do damage to the ship, the next phase, there's going to be 2 ships that come in that drop 6 cosmonauts that are all mortar frogs, and 6 cosmonauts that are machine gun frogs. And the problem is the mortar frogs. If you haven't dealt with Inferno mortar frogs yet with the metal armor, it's a nightmare. They are probably the most frightening enemies in the game, because when they shoot at you, they shoot in front of you and they shoot past you, and they have a huge explosion radius. What they do is they shoot like an arced grenade in sets of 10, and it's like a straight line of 10 grenades. And like I said, they shoot over your head and in front of you, so you can't just move away from them just to dodge them. You have to move left and right to dodge them. And if you have 6 of them shooting at you from across the map non-stop, it is very scary. So what we have to do is we have to be ready for the frogs and to kill them right as soon as they drop. So how you can find the frogs and where they drop is there's a green field. There's only 2 green fields in this game, in this map, and it's like a large field. What we're going to do is we're going to be ready in the field, in the green field, to attack them as soon as they land. Now we didn't know this, but we're in the wrong field. There's 2 of them. So if you spawned in looking forward, like at the beginning, if you look to the right, there's a green field, and there's also a green field behind you, back right as well. So where we are at is we're in the front right field, which is the wrong one. We thought there was just 1 field. We were supposed to be in the back right field. So that was our mistake, but we were able to recover. So where I'm at right now, the edge of the field, like towards the back of the map, it's hard to explain a little bit, but if you see the big green field, you want to go towards the back, like the side that faces the back of the map when you first spawn in. That's what I'm trying to line you up, is where you first spawn in, where you're looking, that's the front and so forth. So I'm trying to line you up from that place where you spawn in at. But you want to stay towards the back of the field. But that's where they would land. But where I'm at is where they would land if I was in the right field. So anyway, what we're doing is we're getting ready to do damage on the ship, and then be ready in the field to kill the mortar frogs as soon as they come out of the ship with the shotguns. But like I said, we were in the wrong spot, unfortunately. So once again, do damage until you see the ships come in. It's a little bit harder to see these ships come in, so I'm trying to keep an eye out for them and watching the whole time whenever we do some damage to see when they come in. But as you'll see here, there's a field behind us as well, which is where we should have been at. Alright, those are the ships that come in. Once we see those, we got to run to them. Now, unfortunately, we realize, oh my goodness, we're in the wrong spot. So it's a good thing we have some time, but as you can see, as soon as they come in, they just start raining mortar fire. Now, because we have the NPCs, that kind of saves our life there, because ideally what we do is we would be right there in the field when they land, shoot the shotguns at them, stun them, kill them really fast, and then we wouldn't have to deal with them, and then just some machine gun frogs are left. But we are able to recover. He does die, but I am able to survive and get away. Because once you kill the mortar frogs, you can run away from the other frogs. So he kills the last one there, and then I just run away, and he's dead, unfortunately. But it would have worked a lot better, like I said, if we were in the right field. But there's only 2 of them, so once you just take a look at when you play the game, just take a look on the map. You know, right when you spawn in, there should be a field to the back right of you, and that's the right one to be at. So now I'm just going to run around the outside of the map, get some healing, and then revive him, and then we'll fight the remaining 6 machine gun frogs together. I mean, they're still a threat, don't get me wrong, but I'm able to pull them through buildings and get to some healing and recover. So here's where I'm going to come back around here and revive him, and then we're just going to fight him together. So that would have went smoother if we were in the right spot, but no big deal. So that's pretty much it. That's the end. That's the hardest part, those mortar frogs. So we thought about, taking some C-70 bombs for them, but the problem is we can't afford another slot of that in our loadout because we only have 2 rangers and 4 weapons. So we both need snipers. I mean, we don't both need snipers, but it would take a lot longer at the beginning phase if we didn't. So I guess we could have replaced one sniper with a C-70 and just placed them on the ground where the frogs come out. And if you are a little bit uncertain about where everything spawns and comes in at, you can always play on easy, on easy and with 2 wing divers, and just do damage to the ship. You don't have to take any lasers out on easy. Just do damage to the ship and see the different phases where they come in at, so you can be ready for it on Inferno. That's what we did initially, just to prepare for this. But now we're just going to finish off these frogs, and then just we decided to collect items, so I sped it up here again to get everything collected, because we still need weapons, of course. But yeah, just 3 phases. It's not too bad. Just to recap, take out all the lasers on the ship. Well, first grab the NPCs, head to the far right of the map, and then go to the main street and take out some green lasers while you're waiting. And then once you see the frogs, just kill the frogs down the main street, and then just kill the lasers on the ship, the green lasers first, and the white lasers, and then the rocket pods and the big guns. And then once you do that, do damage to the ship while you're near buildings with the NPCs until you see the little frogs come in, and then go to the buildings, kill the little frogs, and then go back to the ship, do damage again until you see 2 of those drop ships coming in, and be on when you're looking and you spawn in, be on the left side of the map, back left of the map, and be ready for the gold ship. Kill the gold ship right away, and then kill the silver ship, and then after that, go to the back right field, big green field on the map, do your damage, and be ready for the mortar frogs when they come out with the shotguns, and kill them right away, and then finish off the ship. So that's pretty much the mission. So once again, I probably just end it here, even though there's still another 40 seconds. But once again, thanks a lot for watching, and remember, EDF doesn't leave a man behind, ever. Hope to see you on the next video.